and we'll chop right into Royals talk. So for
Here
our
we go.
Kansas City fans, let's talk Royals.
Royals 8-10.
8-10. Okay,
Kind of
so if
looks
you
that
told
way.
me 8-10, I would say okay, that's probably about right. I would have thought maybe 9-9, maybe 10-8, but probably in this ballpark. Big problem is bats, man.
Yeah,
We have some major holes in
you're
the
right.
lineup. Bobby is doing what Bobby does.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the team stats right now, Bobby is carrying. We've
That's
had
weird.
a bit of, yeah, right?
Oh, and by carrying, here's what we're talking about: 313, 390 on base, and an 897 OPS. He only has 2
Yep.
homers. It's a good start. I mean, it's fine. 8
Mm-hmm.
walks, 12 Ks, 5 stolen bases. He's doing Bobby things. He's doing great.
He's
Playing great
Bobby.
D. Yep.
Now here's the problem. The team batting average is 208.
Yeah.
208. The Reds are 204, White Sox are 200, and the Pirates are 195.
Whoa.
That
That's
is
bad.
not a good group to be with.
No.
we're gonna have to let me give you an idea of how bad it is. So MJ Melendez went yard tonight. That's great. It was his first home run of the season. Not good out of a corner outfielder, and his first RBI. So in 18 games, that corner outfielder has 1 RBI. I've always loved
That's good,
MJ. He's a
right?
good dude. He's a likable character. He tries hard like my kids. But
The experiment over. Is it over?
we're getting real close. If it's not over, I mean, he's hitting 93. He's hitting 93. You combine that with Rutro, who's hitting 119.
Oh, he's back over 100. That's good.
That right now is your 6-7 hitters. So
That's gross.
when you're hitting a combined 100 with a home run and a couple RBIs out of that group, it's going to be real hard to win ball games.
Yeah.
Vinny's slow. He's under 200 right now. Salvi's 206. Massey's 175. The surprise, if you wanted something to be happy about, Garcia,
Yeah.
guy we trashed coming into the season, he's leading the team in home runs.
Still not
He
walking.
can't walk.
276 with a 295 on base. That's amazing. 2 walks in 60 plate appearances. Hey, they accidentally walked him twice. But
Were those
I don't know.
intentional?
I know. It almost feels like it
was
must have been.
that to get to Melendez?
I mean, let's compare that to Jonathan India, who we enjoy watching play. He's slumping a little bit.
Yes.
So 196 average, right? He's like, oh, that's terrible. Oh, our leadoff, he probably sucks. 28 on base still, though.
Right.
10 walks. So 10 walks and 66 plate appearances. That's not bad. He's getting on base a third of the time still.
I have to say, I've watched most of the games. I love watching a Jonathan India at bat.
They are great.
He goes deep in every count. He battles. He fights off bad pitches that he can't hit. That are strikes. And then he gets a good at bat every time. So he's been a little nicked up. So they've kind of been letting him have a couple of games here and there off. He's only going to be an everyday guy.
He got hit in the face the first weekend, and then he came back the next day and played. Did. So that's unbelievable.
Got hit in the face. He's a tough dude. Vinny is way off at his timing right now. If you look at the pass watch, he's pulling the crap out of the ball, and he does hit it hard, but he's hitting a lot of foul home runs, which is not helpful. He's got to get his timing. I think Salvi will come on because he tends to get better as the year goes. It gets warmer. Salvi tends to do better. He's working some counts. Surprisingly, he's been patient for Salvi.
Yeah.
But he hasn't had a lot of power. And Massey's glove has been phenomenal. Like right now, as far as second base Gold Gloves go, he may be in the catbird seat. He's had incredible diving plays. He's not making errors. He's just not hitting, and he's going to have to hit to hang in there.
Yeah.
The bottom half of the lineup is a freaking abysmal, and I don't know what you do about that, because if you don't get Garcia, or if you don't get India, Witt, Pasquantino, and Perez generating runs, and only one of them really is at a good clip right now, it's tough. Because look at the bright side. I guess we shouldn't be surprised, but the starting pitching's been great.
Yeah. We talked about Cole Reagans already. He's doing everything we thought, and he's going to be contending for the Cy Young, which is kind of what we thought he could do. If he did what he could do, He does his potential. He's that good. I mean, he's averaging, 10 Ks a game? And
Yes.
a little more, actually 11 Ks per game.
He's averaging 11 Ks.
And that's like 7 innings a pop. So his K per 9 is like ridiculous. It's like 12 or something right
Yes.
now. So
Yes.
that is something fun. But when we look at perspective, so Bobby Witt has scored 11 runs in the 18 games. The next two best guys together, Garcia and India, have 12 together. So he's
Right.
basically two players. He has 7 doubles. When you add up Garcia and Perez, that's 7. He's the tie for the team lead in homers with 2, but whatever.
Right.
And if people will just be on base, he has 8 RBIs somehow. But I
Yeah.
mean, when you look at these on base percentages of 271, 260, 197, and then Renfroe, he
This
can't be
is
over 150. He's not even on my list. But just bad.
He's definitely not. It's definitely not 150. And to talk about the pitching, the 4th lowest ERA in the majors right now. So
Wow.
they have a 3.28 ERA. I bet I don't have this, but I bet if you isolated their starters, it'd be even lower than that because the bullpen has not helped anything.
Yeah.
You know, they've had Sam Long and Angel Zerpa have been really not good out of the gate. Stratton has not been good out of the gate. So they've had a rough bullpen. Now the guys that are supposed to shut down, they've done well when they've been in winning situations. So Ursig's been good. Estevez has been good. Both those guys are doing their job.
I mean, Estevez has 5 saves in his 7 games, which is what you would love to see. And
right.
I got no problem with Kamehameha.
Right?
It's pretty fun. I like it. I love it when a closer's got a little stitch. Like, hey!
Totally. I love it too.
It's awesome.
I absolutely love it. It's great. They're gonna have to figure out how to get some bats up because this team cannot win the division scoring the amount of runs that they're winning, no matter how good their starting pitching is, because you still got that dodgy 6th, 7th, 8th where you're gonna have to go to a middle reliever. I think you're gonna see a lot of new guys rotating in and out. Today we had the major league debut. Congratulations, Evan Sisk. Evan Sisk had his major league debut. He came up, pitched a okay inning. He didn't give up any runs. He's a really interesting lefty. He's got a really deceptive motion. He could be fun. Maybe he plugs in a hole. Sam Long went down, was hurt. So we'll see.
Thank
if
God.
That goes.
Thank God he went down. That is, maybe they just feigned an injury. So here's why I say that. I mean, Shrewdness out there, like, why is he being so mean? All right, 7 games, 0-2, 12.86 ERA. Because in those 7 innings, he had 12 hits, 5 walks, and he gave up 12 runs, 2 dingers. I mean, I think I could pitch that well.
I do too.
Half the time the ball just lands in someone's glove if I throw it over, but
totally.
Good Lord, that's atrocious. A 2.43 whip. Sam Long,
horrid.
Thank you. Don't ever come back. Long gone. See you later.
Horrid. He was, and they were using him a lot. Chris Stratton's not much better. He's got an 8.59 ERA, and Angel Zerpa's got a 5.40 ERA.
He sounds elite with a 5.4.
He does sound elite, and he had a really disaster of an outing today. Schreiber's been solid. Harvey's hurt again.
I want to talk about my 2 guys that I'm really happy with. Hunter Harvey is one of them. Daniel Lynch is the other one. They are combined 13 innings, 3 hits. 3 hits in those 13 innings, and 13 Ks. So, and no runs allowed. So that's 13 clean innings. And I'm like, wow. Because Hunter Harvey, if you guys recall from last year, the Hunter Harvey, remember he came in, he just was really bad, then he got hurt, and then he was not good. And this is kind of what we thought he was going to be from Baltimore. When we got him, I was kind of excited. And then he got nicked and sucked. I was like, man, he is good. Because we were talking even last year, Hunter Harvey plus Ursig. And then, obviously, I mean, we got Estevez this year. That was kind of nice. Came from nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's a good bullpen. So we have definitely some dudes that can do well.
I'm sure they're trying to manage the load in the bullpen, and that's why they're getting some of these guys some appearances. They're trying to do some matchups. I'd like to see more Lynch. He's a guy we talked about a long time ago, saying, hey, he could thrive in the bullpen, and he has.
Yep, exactly.
He seems to have really found it works great in the bullpen. Starters, let me tell you about the starters' ERAs. Cole Reagan's 2.28. His whip is .93. Chris Bubich, okay? Props to Chris Bubich. He's starting tomorrow in the Bronx. We'll see how that does. .96 ERA in 3 starts.
Incredible.
He has got a .96 whip. Lugo, plug it along, 386. Waka, 435. He's the worst starter. 435. I'll take that out of my worst starter.
Absolutely.
And Michael Lorenzen has battled. He's got a 371 ERA. So we're going to see Bubich and Lorenzen in the last 2 games of the Yankee series here. Hopefully they can get wins, but they have pitched well above what we expected. They're just not getting run support. You look at those starters. Between those 5 starters, you have 5 wins.
Yeah.
You got to get, with those kind of starts, you got to have better wins out of that.
Well, Sam Long was self-imploded 2 of those games.
By himself. He got his 2 lost.
All by himself. He's like, I'll take this one, guys. I got it. Like, he doesn't need to come back. I swear to God, I'll take Sisk. Just keep him there.
We've got plenty of guys in the minors that could.
I think I speak for Royals Nation on that. I was like, please don't bring him back.
No. Well, Steven Cruz, he pitched tonight too. He's an interesting dude. I hope he gets an extended look. He's a 6'7". Sorry, he's 6'7", 225.
Yeah, don't short him those 2 inches.
Freaking beast. He hit 98, 99 today. They were saying he went up against probably the only guy who's ever been bigger than him when he was pitching against Judge
Aaron
tonight.
Judge, yeah.
But he's a really interesting guy. He's never really had a look. He's pitched 15 games prior to this year in the majors, so he's had cups of coffee at the end of seasons with the Royals. I think he could be an interesting piece, so hopefully he'll get a good long look. And then, to your point, if they can find somebody else, like if Evan Sisk pans out, he's a lefty. He's a guy who could be good. So let's hope that some of these guys they've brought up in lieu of having. I don't want any more innings from Sam Long and Chris Stratton. Okay,
nope.
We don't
need
to
be limited.
We've seen it. We know what they are. They're not great. Anything else you wanna cover on the big club?
No, I think the pitching's there. The bats aren't.
Yeah.
That's why we are what we are. And I'm amazed we're actually 8-10 with the batting as it is. When I read off the stats, means Bobby Witt and nobody. And I guess Michael Garcia. I better not shortchange Michael Garcia. He's off to a good start again, just like he was last year.
Yeah.
You're right. Maybe he can be different than this last year. Last year didn't go well. By the end of April, he was already going the struggle bus.
That's right. We'll see if he can hold it. I will say this. The next 4 games, the next 5 games are critical because they got 2 more against the Yankees. They got 3 at the Tigers, division-leading Tigers.
That'd be big.
If they can kind of hang around, go 3-2, 2-3, then they get a series against the Rockies and the Astros after that. So those are games that
they can win.
They should have a good chance, and those are at home. So we're hoping to stay around 500 this time next week when we have a pod. And if so, we've probably got a decent chance to keep some momentum.
Absolutely. Down on the farm, Chisholm. What we got
down
for
on the
Shrewdness
farm.
on the farm.
So this is Shrewdness on the farm. This is a segment we're going to have every week where we just highlight some of our minor league prospects because it's always fun to dream. It's always fun to have hope for the future. And if you're a Royals fan, you spend a lot of time and hope for the future because you usually don't have a lot in the present. Now we do have some. We've got some chances this year, so I don't. But I want to highlight a few guys. So one at AAA Omaha, Cam Devaney. Okay, Cam Devaney is a shortstop playing for Omaha, so he's not going to be playing in the majors anytime soon.
Not at shortstop,
unless they could figure out a way to shift him to third. But I want to highlight his red hot start. Cam Devaney hitting .395 in 13 games, 1251 OPS. He's got 4 home runs. He is in 5 doubles. The dude is scorching the ball right now. His OBP is .460. So the dude is playing really well. Cam Devaney. He's a guy that was a Brewers 15th round draft pick, actually. And if you look at how we got him, we traded a pitcher, Taylor Clark. Yeah, you don't remember him.
No, I don't even know who that is.
And we traded him for a pitcher in Cam Devaney, and Cam Devaney has ended up being a little bit of a diamond in the rough. If he could keep playing, Maybe they can make him an corner outfielder. We'll see how he continues. But he started out scorching hot.
So
I wanted to highlight Cam Devaney.
So I'm glad Cam Devaney's doing well. I'm hoping that it's of things to come because it looks like he's not even in the top 30 Royals prospects.
No,
at
he's
least
not.
by MLB.com standards.
He is not. He's not highly rated at all. So we'll see if this is just lightning in a bottle and a hot start. But I had to give the dude some credit when it's due. Because over a series. On the pitching side on AAA, this guy is known a little bit in the system. Noah Cameron. Noah Cameron was a 7th round draft pick in 21. And Noah Cameron has had 3 starts. He's 2-0. He's got a 1.65 ERA to start out the year. So Noah Cameron is starting off red hot. He's also in that time frame, he's walked 6 and struck out 18. So he is a guy who, if he continues, will probably get a look. So keep your eye on Noah Cameron.
Yeah, he's their number 5 prospect, and I guess he's a local boy. He's a local boy up there from St. Joseph.
He is.
So
that's right.
Good job, Noah Cameron. Maybe we'll see you up there soon.
Would love to see a little Noah Cameron, even if for a cup of coffee. We don't need any starting pitching, but he could play a little bit in the bullpen, maybe.
Exactly.
When you go to AA, everyone wants to know about Jack.
Yes, we do. Tell me about Jack.
The man. And Jack is as advertised. The man hits the ball really hard. So he's already recorded some crazy numbers on StatCast in terms of how hard the ball's coming off of his bat. That's going to translate.
What was the last one? Did he hit 120 or something like that?
Yeah. 120 off the bat.
I think it was the 2nd or 3rd hardest ever in the StatCast era.
StatCast era.
Of all players, not in the minors.
Of everyone.
Everyone that's ever hit.
We're not talking about the minors. We're talking about all StatCasts.
That is unreal.
Yes. Now, he's still figured it out, right? He's young. He's 22. He's only hitting 270. But he's got 3 home runs and 14 RBIs in 10 games. So that's not shabby by any means. He's also thrown in a couple doubles. His OPS is 884. He's also got an OBP of 347. So he's getting on base.
Yes, he is.
He's raw. We're going to see him develop. But he started out really well. A guy that I did want to highlight, though, is his teammate, and he's a second baseman, a guy named Peyton Wilson. Peyton Wilson, you can't start any hotter than Peyton Wilson has started. I mean, he's a 2021 draft pick for the Royals. He was overall 66. He was one of the competitive balance draft picks. He's a guy out of Alabama. When they first got him, I don't know about Peyton, but in his first 10 games this season, he's hitting 438. His OBP is 571, and his OPS is 1321.
Jeez.
He's got 8 walks and 5 Ks.
Wow, that's helpful.
To say that he's seeing the ball well would be an understatement. He's a second baseman. As far as his glove goes, it's adequate. He's not getting rave reviews about his glove, but he's definitely not. It's not a hole. So I don't know if he's a guy they could potentially pivot if he continues his hot streak, but he is hitting really well.
So what's his name again?
Peyton Wilson.
Peyton Wilson,
second baseman for the Naturals. We'll see if he continues his hot streak. But to start out in your first 10 games, getting on base 57% of the time is not too shabby.
Yeah, that's
and then the last guy I want to highlight is a guy no one will have ever heard of, but he's had this super fun stat that I wanted to highlight. He's at our single A, low A affiliate, Asbel Gonzalez. So if you have fond memories of Gerard Dyson and the speed that Gerard Dyson had, then you will really love Asbel Gonzalez, because Asbel Gonzalez, to start out the season, has had 38 at-bats and 15 stolen bases. So this dude,
that seems impossible.
Gets on base and is automatically on second. He had a game, the first game of the season, where he stole 5 in one game.
So 5 bases?
This dude, he stole 5 bases in
one
game. He stole second and third twice, and then he stole second another time. That's
pretty awesome.
I mean, he does, he's hitting 395. We'll see about that. His career average is 278. He's super young, though. He's a super young guy. He's 19 years old. But dude has some wheels, and it's fun to dream when you see a guy had 15 stolen bases in the first, week and a half of a minor league season. So we'll keep an eye on Asbel Gonzalez, this 19-year-old wheels. Asbel, for sure. And then, well, that's all I'm going to say. Anything you want to add on the Down on the Farm segment, Dex?
Now I was looking. It looks like Blake Mitchell hasn't even played a game yet. High A must start a little later. And then
he's hurt.
Is that what's up? Okay.
Yep.
And then
so
Carter Jensen.
He will be. Yep.
And then Carter Jensen's.
You want to give the Carter Jensen update?
Yeah. So he's doing 227 after the first 10 games. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. He's right. He's only had 44 at bats. So
yeah,
I mean, a little hot streak of batting 350 for a week can put that right back up. But that's kind of our two catcher prospects that I think a lot of Royals fans are kind of looking at and wanting to see how they do all year.
That's right. So we'll see. I don't think the injury is going to be. From what I read, it shouldn't be long term. I think he'll probably be back by the end of April. Good. So we should start to see some at bats out of him. Good. And the last thing, shout out to AA Northwest Arkansas Naturals combined no hitter tonight. So the 4 guys combined for a no-hitter. That's a solid, it's got to feel good. Congrats to those guys down in my old stomping grounds of Springdale, Arkansas, winning in a combined no-hitter tonight. Yeah, and the last thing I'll do, every week, I'm going to give a shout-out to my cousin, Matt Cronin. So the Matt Cronin update this week, Matt Cronin is my cousin. He is now at the AA affiliate Arkansas Travelers for the Seattle Mariners. So far, Matt coming off some serious surgery and some injuries last year, so this is going to be an interesting year for him. He's pitched 3 games, 4 innings, 7 strikeouts, no runs allowed, and a 1.15 WHIP. So good start for Matt. Hopefully he can keep up. We'll be tracking you all season long, Matt, when you get to the show.
I love it. Good stuff, man. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's Shrewdness. Thank you very much again for support. Like, follow, subscribe on the socials, and tell your friends. Send it out.
Absolutely.
We love it. So until next week, stay shrewd.
Stay shrewd.